the next thing that I wanted to talk about is why we create albums. You know, we're in a era of the music industry where the fashion music industry, the major labels and whatnot, are consuming music at such a quick rate, and they're throwing it away at such a quick rate that they tend to not create albums anymore. They tend to just digest singles. Whereas what we're finding is that the indie scene, the artist music industry, the new music industry, still has the capability to create albums that can be consumed by fans, and they actually get value out of an album. So I'm about to go into my next album making process, and for me, with my first album, I didn't feel like I was ready to write an album until I had a reason to create something that was going to heal something in me. So my first album, Laundry After Midnight, was about finding my identity and learning how to let go and learning how to have fun. The next album that I'm going to create is called Love and Other Delusions, and I'm going to write the whole album with my fan base. And the reason I'm doing that is so that we can explore the delusion that is love and its authenticity as a collective. So for me, when I create an album, it has to have a purpose to it. Derek, you and I have spoken about this, about the purpose behind writing your albums. Why don't you tell us why you as an artist and you as a label owner create albums?
Yeah, I think number one is always expression. As a kid, I found a lot of peace and serenity being able to make music and express myself artistically in that way. So most of my music, you can hear the passion in it and hear that, that's what drives the music. Obviously I think that, and then the second thing is, I think for me, it's, as you survey hip hop, you think especially when you see African American men, you always think, oh, this dude is probably a drug dealer, he's probably a this or that, he's probably popping mollies and whatever. So I'm not like that, I'm a husband. Me and my wife, we have two beautiful kids together, and I raise my kids. I'm a very big part of their life, and I love them with all of my heart. And I want to make music that they can be proud of when they look back, 18 years from now, and say, man, my dad was making music to try to change his culture and context, and hopefully they'll be able to do that, whether they're making music or doctors or lawyers or whatever. So that's my goal, is to make music that I feel like has an answer to a lot of questions, especially in the urban context. So, yeah.
And why would you choose to make, much respect, first of all, like that is awesome to hear you say that. Both of you guys, for anyone that's watching that, is like, I got to be a struggling artist and I can never get married and have a family, blah, 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 blah. Both the guys on this panel are married, they have houses, they have children, and they have functional lives. You do not need to be a struggling artist or an asshole to everybody in the world in order to be a successful artist. These two guys on this panel, and me, I don't have the marriage and the kids and whatnot, but that's out of choice. But I am a functioning adult who pays my bills, and like, this is what you need to be striving for. How do you be a responsible artist that functions? This is why the Music Spring exists, because we're trying to fix the way that artists are perceived in the music industry.